At the beginning of the story, we see two buses traveling down the road filled with many female students heading to their classes. Among them is a girl named Mitsuko, who looks very sweet. She is writing something in her notebook when her friends start teasing her, asking why she keeps writing all the time and what she gains from making those notes. They tell her to have fun like everyone else. One of her friends snatches her notebook, causing her pen to fall to the floor. As Mitsuko bends down to pick it up, something suddenly slices through the air with incredible speed, cutting both buses and all the girls inside clean in half. Because Mitsuko had bent down to pick up her pen, she narrowly escapes the horrifying fate. Shocked and terrified, she looks around at the gruesome scene and quickly runs away from the bus. Soon, it becomes clear that the thing cutting people in half isn't a visible object at all. It's the wind itself. The invisible, deadly wind now starts chasing Mitsuko. Panicking, she runs as fast as she can and encounters four other girls ahead. She yells at them to duck, but it's too late. The wind cuts them in half too. She manages to save one of the girls for a moment, but as they continue running, they come across a group of girls riding bicycles. Mitsuko tries to warn them, but the wind strikes again, killing them all, including the girl she just saved. Terrified and crying, Mitsuko keeps running until she reaches a riverbank. There, she sees countless dead bodies already floating in the water, all victims of the deadly wind. She takes clothes from one of the corpses and changes her outfit. In the next scene, Mitsuko wanders into another school filled with many female students wearing a completely different uniform. She realizes she doesn't belong there. Then, a girl approaches her, asking how she's doing. Strangely, this girl seems to be Mitsuko's best friend, but Mitsuko is confused and asks if she's really her best friend because she doesn't understand what's happening around her. We then learn that Mitsuko and her best friend are very close and care deeply for each other. Suddenly, the wind starts blowing strongly again, and Mitsuko runs into a building in fear. Her friend, puzzled, asks why she's trembling and scared. Mitsuko explains everything, how the wind came and killed everyone on the bus. Her best friend takes her near a window, places her hand outside, and says, "See, it's just wind, nothing else." Mitsuko starts to calm down, thinking maybe all of this is just a dream. Later, Mitsuko's best friend and two of their classmates decide to leave the class secretly. As they're about to exit, their teacher spots them, but the girls run away. They keep running until they reach a lake. There, Mitsuko's best friend tells the others about her strange dream. One of the girls suggests that maybe it's real, like a mirror world where everything is the opposite of this one. She throws a stone into the lake and says, "Look, I threw it here, but maybe in that world I didn't." Suddenly, a crocodile emerges from the lake. The girl is eaten by the crocodile, and then she says, "See, I told you whatever happens in this world doesn't happen in the other world, and whatever happens in that world can't happen here." The same happens with the girl eaten in that world. Meanwhile, near the lake, they notice a bed that seems completely safe. The four girls start playing with the pillows from the bed. From a distance, two girls are watching them. One of them is dressed as a bride because the two girls had married each other. One of the friends then explains that they must do something impossible in this world because their fate is already written, but they still have a chance to change it. Following this, all the girls return to their school and go to their next lecture. Mitsuko notices a pillow on the floor. As she bends down to pick it up, her teacher suddenly opens fire inside the classroom. When Mitsuko raises the pillow, she sees that all the other girls in her class have been killed. Once again, she narrowly survives, just as she had in her previous dream. The teacher approaches Mitsuko and angrily says, "How dare you try to close this class? Your death is also certain." At that moment, two other girls arrive and try to save Mitsuko, helping her escape. However, another teacher appears and kills those two girls. Mitsuko now runs with the few students who survived, but all the school teachers start firing at them. As they leave the school, the deadly wind slices through the air again, leaving Mitsuko alone once more. She runs through the crowd and reaches a police station, where she begins explaining everything. A female police officer listens, but points out that she isn't wearing her school uniform. When the officer places a mirror in front of Mitsuko, she sees herself completely transformed. People are calling her by a different name, not Mitsuko. It turns out she is about to be married. The officer takes her to the wedding, and the crowd congratulates her. At the church, Mitsuko sees her best friend. Confused, she asks what's happening, and her friend tells her to stay silent because they are under someone's control and she must do exactly as told. The friend helps Mitsuko put on her wedding dress and guides her to the ceremony. As Mitsuko walks toward the altar, all the girls start mocking her. Her best friend begins eliminating them one by one. When Mitsuko reaches the groom's spot, she finds a coffin instead. Opening it, a huge pig jumps out. Terrified, Mitsuko attacks it with a broken bottle. Afterward, she and her best friend flee from the church. At the gate, 2 more girls try to stop them, but her best friend kills them and they escape. Mitsuko runs in another direction, sensing that something is very wrong. She sees herself in another mirror again, noticing she has changed once more. Nearby, a race is happening. Some girls approach Mitsuko, telling her she's a great racer and asking why she isn't running. As she starts running, she feels an intense surge of energy and begins trying to win the race. While running, she sees the ghosts of her dead friends who were killed earlier at school. Her best friend appears beside her, and they notice the same pig and the women who had stopped them at the church approaching them. Some girls warn Mitsuko to escape this world. Mitsuko continues running until she reaches a dark, deserted place, where she encounters more students. More students appear wearing uniforms. They tell Mitsuko, "We are all dead, and we will kill you too." At that moment, Mitsuko's best friend arrives, kills one of the girls, and helps Mitsuko escape. Her best friend urges her loudly to call out her name. Mitsuko shouts her name, and instantly, she returns to her true form. Her best friend shows Mitsuko her hand and pleads, "Please pull out the wire attached to my hand so I can leave this world." Mitsuko is terrified, worried that pulling the wire might kill her friend. But because of her deep love for her best friend, she initially hesitates. Under strong insistence from her friend, Mitsuko finally pulls the wire. Her friend's body splits in two, and at that moment, Mitsuko notices a gate. Stepping through it, she finds herself in the human world. Posters are displayed nearby, and some boys are looking at one. One of them approaches Mitsuko and says, "You are in the future." Shocked by this, Mitsuko faints. When she regains consciousness, she moves forward and sees an old man playing a game. In that game, Mitsuko notices herself as the character she has become. The old man notices her and says, "I created this game, and I am the one controlling you. You were killed long ago, but I recreated you using your DNA." Hearing this, Mitsuko realizes that everything she experienced is part of the game. She starts thinking that maybe she can still return to her real world. Just then, a man approaches her, and the old man tells her she must complete the final level. As Mitsuko begins, she recalls her friend's advice. If they do something impossible in this world, they can escape the game. With that in mind, Mitsuko attacks the old man, strangling him and saying, "Stop playing with us." She grabs a staff and stabs him in the stomach, killing him instantly. The old man never expected Mitsuko to do something like this. Her destiny completely changes. Although she had died in the game, she is alive in the real world. We also see that the other characters in the game, for various reasons, end up killing themselves, so they are no longer part of the game. In the next scene, Mitsuko is shown lying in a snowy landscape, finally back in her real world. And with that, this mind-bending story comes to an end. To watch more such explained movies, don't forget to type "next" in the comments. Thanks for watching.